PK, actually the first question I guess is how are you feeling? I know you dealt with the COVID for the last couple of weeks or so. How are you feeling health wise?
Yeah, I've been feeling good. I think I had a negative test on day 7, but with the protocols, it kind of extended it a little bit, which was difficult for me. I also have asthma, so it was a little bit of concern there just to make sure that I was feeling good and things got better as the days went on. So I feel 100% recovered now. It's too bad we didn't have a little bit more time so I could get back on the ice and play with the guys a few games before the season was over. But back now and feeling good.
Are you disappointed you weren't able to play? I know with the asthma it makes the wait a little longer, and obviously they want to get you some skates and didn't want to throw you right into the mix.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult. I think also what makes it the most difficult is our team's position, and you never want to be in a situation where you're not playing and your team's trying to battle out the last few games of a season when you're not making the playoffs. So, for me, that was tough, but at the same token, I got to follow the protocols and respect it. I mean, I think throughout my career, I've played probably um, I played a number of games, a lot of games where I was sick or under the weather. Never really missed any games due to flu, illness, or anything like that. But obviously, with COVID, it's a little different situation. And even when you're feeling good, you got to follow the protocols. So just wanted to do that and respect it. And it's a tough thing to follow when you're an athlete. You always want to play through everything. But in this case, obviously, with everything that's gone on, I'm just happy to be back to 100%.
And how hard was it? Because I mean, with if you break a leg, you're obviously not playing, but you're around the team. You're able to be somewhat of a leader, and you're a veteran on this group. But with COVID, you have to keep your distance away hard. Was it just being also not only recovering, but being away from the team and away from the guys?
Yeah, that was definitely difficult. I think, the start of it was, especially us going into that road trip in Pittsburgh, which was probably going to be our toughest road trip of the season. Really geared myself up for that. And then to find out on the day of the game that I wasn't going to be able to play, I knew I was going to miss the whole road trip. And it was tough to watch those games, to watch our team go through that. I think as a leader on the team and a guy that's, played a lot of minutes and so on and so forth, it was definitely difficult to have to distance myself from the team. But like I said, with this season, there's a lot of variables in play that we don't have control over. So all you can do is do your job and do the things that you need to do. And I tried to focus on my health, and I think that's why I'm 100% now. Is I just put the time in, and my workouts down the stretch, I felt really good. So I'm happy about that. But it was definitely difficult having to be away from the guys.
Are you going to, with those workouts? I know they've been ramping up. Are you going to now maybe go off the gas a little bit and take a little break, or are you going to just keep working through, or how are you going to take these off season for your recovery
Well, it's my birthday
conditioning?
tomorrow, so I'm going to take the gas
Oh,
off for the next couple days for sure.
happy birthday!
Thank you. But yeah, I think that because of the way the season has gone, and specifically for me missing the last like 2.5 weeks of the season, probably going to start my training a little bit earlier. But that being said, I think every player would agree with this, that you got to take a bit of a mental break. I think it's been a grind this season as far as everything goes with the scheduling and the restrictions and all those things. So it's important as much to give your body a rest, or give your mind a rest just as much as your body. So I look forward to that and seeing my family. Haven't seen my family in a while, so look forward to hopefully getting to see them and actually being able to spend some time with my teammates outside the rink. I think that's important too, for especially for our team being so young, to be able to have that social time as well.
And last one for me, just looking back at the season, I know it was a weird season with COVID restriction and the 2 week shutdown and everything. How do you assess your play and where you were at, maybe where you want to improve upon moving forward?
Yeah, I think that I felt a lot more comfortable. I think this season, for me, I just felt like it was a better fit for me. I got into a groove with our team. I think the chemistry was a lot better. I think last year there were so many changes and different players that we were trying to figure out so many things on the go whilst trying to win hockey games, and that's a tough thing to do. So this season, I was able to get into a groove, and I think that showed the chemistry with the players on our team. And for fans watching, you could definitely see the improvement from our team from last year. And I know that for me personally, I'm taking a lot of positives from this season into the off season, and I'm really looking forward to next year. I think for me personally, you know, elevating my game to even another level as possible. So, you know, last year coming off an injury in Nashville, didn't really get to train the way I wanted to in the off season. And last off season, I had a better summer of training, and I really felt that I felt better on the ice this year, and it showed and the way I was moving. So I want to continue that and enjoy my off season and have a good summer of training.
Thank you, PK.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. We'll go to Corey Mastersack with The Athletic.
You mentioned wanting to see family. Are you going to try to get back to Toronto whenever you can, based on the restrictions and whatnot?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure when that's going to happen, but it's definitely high on my priority list is to be able to see my family. And, you know, I look forward to trying to make that work. I know there's a lot of restrictions still north of the border. So just, you know, but home is home. And I got to try to get home at some point in time to see my family.
Have you thought much about, you know, I mean, next year is the last year of your contract, and I know I remember whenever your first sort of thing you did with us after you got here, you said you looked at this as like a 3-year, you know, a 3-year agreement to sort of see where things are. Have you just thought about, you know, what's going to come next year?
Not really. I think that for me right now, I mean, now that you're saying it, it's kind of crazy to think that like 7 years has gone by that fast. Yeah. Feels like yesterday I just signed my deal, but you know, I'm just taking it one step at a time. There's no need for me to look anywhere or assess anything right now other than enjoying my off season and getting prepared for another season. And whether it's a contract year or it's the first year of my deal, I prepare the same way, and that's to be the best player I can be. So the good thing is that I still don't think that New Jersey's seen the best version of myself yet, and hopefully that comes next year.
The other day, Wayne, you know, sort of made some waves in Toronto when he said he looked at himself in the Zoom meeting and said he needed a haircut. Have you just been waiting to get to see a certain barber, or what's been that situation for you?
You can't tell. I actually got a haircut this morning. You see the little fade here. I got tightened up this morning. Yeah, no, definitely. It's been tough with COVID to be able to stay groomed regularly, but I was lucky. My barber was able to get vaccinated pretty quickly, so I was able to see him pretty regularly. But for sure, when Wayne gets a haircut, he's a good-looking dude. So,
well, this was the first year I feel like in your career that you really grew it out like this. Was that what went into that? Like, just what made you decide, like, you know what, it's time?
I don't like women, man. Women like the hair, so I don't know. Like every woman that I speak to says that they like the hair, so I just kept it. I mean, I've always been a clean shaved kind of low cut guy, but I don't know. During the pandemic, when it started, I started to grow my hair out, and it was a lot of it had to do with I just couldn't get a barber, and I grew the hair out, and then it just got way out of control. So I decided to trim it, and then everyone's like, no, like just trim it a little bit down and then get the curls going. So I'm like, all right, I tried it out, and I don't know. The opposite sex likes the hair, so I'm going to keep it.
Thanks, PK.
Thank you, Corey. I don't see anything in the chat. Do we have anything for PK? Okay, great. Thank you, PK.
Thanks, guys.